Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to another watch list. Basically, think of this as a monthly TV guide for me to let you know what and when TV shows that I'm interested in, that maybe you are interested in, are coming out. Like always, in the description down below, I'll include links to any trailers that might be available to anything that I bring up during this watch list. I am recording this a couple days early. It is June 26th at the time you're recording this. This will be going up Friday, and so there'll probably be some stuff that might get announced in that time frame, so do keep that in mind. On July 6th on the Netflix, we have The Lincoln Lawyer Season 2 Part 1, which I'm very excited about. Really enjoyed Season 1 of The Lincoln Lawyer. I avoided watching the trailer. I'm probably going to rewatch Season 1. I remember at least where things ended. Like, there's an overarching case that we got a little stinger for at the end of Season 1, where that goes. I wonder if there are going to be any of the case elements, like the main overarching case that we were dealing with last season. I'm curious if any elements of that are still going to trace throughout this season. We'll ultimately have to wait. Like I said, maybe the trailer gave some answers to that, but I avoided watching the trailer because I want to kind of go into the season knowing as little as possible. Also on July 6th on Adult Swim, we have the new series, My Adventures with Superman. This being a new animated series. This is still pretty early days in Superman's career, to the point that in some parts of the trailer, Clark is saving the day, but he doesn't even have the Superman suit yet. So this is his adventures working at the Daily Planet with Lois and Jimmy. I would highly recommend, like, even if you're someone who avoids trailers because you don't want to spoil anything, I would highly recommend watching it, because I can only assume what we see in that trailer is from like the first 2 episodes maybe, but it doesn't tell you anything fully about what to fully expect from the show, which I'm very excited to find out what the full case of everything is going to be, like what the story is going to be, what villains we're going to get. Speaking of 2 episodes, if I remember correctly, I believe we are getting the first 2 episodes on July 6th, so do keep that in mind. On July 7th on Prime Video, we have a new series called The Horror of Dolores Roach. And essentially, this woman just got out of prison and she starts working at, I think, kind of a deli, or I think it's a deli. And, she's just trying to piece her life together, kind of on hard times. I think she got out of prison for 15 years. I don't remember what she went away for, but circumstances happen and she accidentally murders a guy, and the guy who owns the shop's like, "Nah, I got you," and he covers up the murder by disposing of the body, but he ends up using the guy's meat in some of the ingredients and basically started feeding him to other people. And now Dolores is in this situation where she's dealing with this guy who's kind of a psycho, and the reality of what she did, and I think she and herself kind of has to help kind of kill and dispose of people. But she's on like a Dexter thing where I think she's trying to, it's been a while since I saw the trailer, but I want to say she's trying to pick terrible people to kill. It's this interesting like comedy, like horror series that seems like it's going to be really interesting and a lot of fun, so I'm excited to check it out and kind of get a full scale and scope of what everything's all about. Also on July 7th on the CW, we have Season 2 of Family Law, which I'm very excited about. Glad to know Season 2 is right around the corner. Obviously, I remember bits and pieces of where Season 1 left off, but I don't know what to fully expect. I'm curious to see what the overarching story is going to be this season, especially with the developments and revelations at the end of last season. There is a trailer out, but I've avoided watching it. We're getting it, Season 2 here in the States, but obviously I think Season 3 is already, I know it was already airing. It might already be done by this point in time in Canada, so I'm curious, are we going to immediately get Season 3 after, or the CW going to wait a little bit longer and bridge the gap a little between Season 2 and 3? But either way, I'm excited. It's a fun kind of comedy drama, law comedy drama about, family law in general, and this woman at its practice, and kind of building back her reputation while she's working with her family, her father, and her half sister and brother, who are all lawyers and stuff working at this one firm. So I'm excited to see what shenanigans goes down and what cases we get in Season 2, and just where a lot of the characters end up in story-wise this season. On July 18th on FX, specifically, I do think it's just the channel FX. I'm sure it'll eventually get to Hulu, but I don't think it's FX on Hulu. But we have Justified Primeval City. It is the kind of rebooted continuation of Justified. I'm throwing this out there. I probably won't be able to catch up with the show in time, just because I've never finished Justified. I want to say Season 2 or 3 was the last season I saw. I was enjoying it. I just fell so far behind that I've never taken out the chance to like catch up with the show. So I am going to have to like restart it from the beginning, because I've forgotten a lot of stuff over the years. But I just kind of putting it out there. I highly recommend, like, if you've never seen Justified, it's a great show. Like I said, I just never finished it. And with the reboot around the corner, might be a perfect time for some people to revisit the show in preparation for this continuation. On July 24th on Hulu, we have Futurama Season 11, which is very exciting news. Obviously, Futurama, we got this news a while back that Futurama was returning. I want to say, I've seen bits and pieces of I want to say, wasn't it the previous season? Was there another season after that where, like, some of the seasons were divided into movies rather than just being a traditional season? They were basically blocked together as, like, movies, like, because a couple of the episodes are continuing a story arc. So I'm like, I think that might have been the first time Futurama came back was with those movies, or was those the last seasons? I don't remember, because there was, like, obviously Futurama's come and gone, like, multiple times, but just having more Futurama is awesome, so I'm excited to see what they do with this season. I think there's a trailer out. Obviously, I haven't seen it. Probably for comedy stuff, I probably try to avoid looking too much into it, but I mean, just more Futurama in the world, it ain't a bad thing. On July 26th on Hulu, we have Season 3 of The Hardy Boys. Can't really add too much to this because I meant to watch Season 2 when it originally came out, but I didn't, because I didn't have enough time to rewatch Season 1, which I still need to rewatch in preparation to watch Season 2, so that maybe I can catch up and watch Season 3 when it comes around. I'm not going to, like, make any promises. I want to try to, because I really enjoyed Season 1. I just never got around to Season 2, so this might be the opportunity to jump on that, but we'll see. On July 27th on Netflix, we have The Witcher Season 3 Part 2, well, Volume 2, which is funny to add on because, like I said, I'm recording this early, so I haven't even seen Part 1 of the season yet at this point, so I don't even know what to fully expect going into Part 2 of the season. So, but it's just, yeah, just more Witcher. I'm very excited. Once again, these would be the final episodes with Henry Cavill as Geralt. So, but I'm excited to see where this journey takes us and where everything goes. Like I said, it's funny talking about it, considering, like, it's still got a couple days before the first half of the season drops. So. Also on July 27th on Max, we have Harley Quinn Season 4, which kind of came out of nowhere, which, hey, I'm excited. I don't know if there's a trailer out, and once again, I'll probably avoid it, but I'm excited to see where Season 4 takes us, especially not only where Season 3 left us, because there were some threads that were left at the end of Season 3 that weren't fully tackled in the, like, Valentine's Day special, a very problematic Harley Quinn special. So I'm curious about, well, picking up where things left off, because Ivy and Harley in a very good spot in that Valentine's special where they ended off, but there, like I said, there are some threads, especially on Harley's side of things with the whole vigilante thing, her kicking it with, like, the Bat family. Like, I'm sure that's a thread we're going to be picking up in Season 4, just seeing where everyone is post everything. So I'm excited. Like I said, I don't know if there's a trailer out. There might be, might not be, but I wonder if this is going to be a date that's changed. But I looked it up, and it seems like some articles are saying this is the date. So I hadn't seen anything yet, but maybe it's going to be a little while before I see any trailer or anything pop up for it. On July 28th on Prime Video, we have Season 2 of Good Omens, which is another show I'm going to have to go back. Obviously, it's been a long time since Season 1, which I'm very excited to revisit Season 1 because I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a fun time show, and I'm excited for Season 2. I think I've seen tiny bits and pieces of what to expect from Season 2, but I've avoided a lot of it. If my memory serves correctly, like, I know Season 1 ended with a way of, like, hey, there could be more, but it's based on a book by, was it Terry Pratchett, I want to say, and Neil Gaiman, and I want to say the first season covers the book story, but it was still left open-ended enough that we're getting the story that we're getting in Season 2. So I don't know if this is going to be like a final season type of situation. Nothing I've seen has presented it that way, but maybe it's out there on the internet and I just haven't seen. But this is, I think, going to be kind of an original story. It's not based on the, like, book, because I think we already did all of the book story with the first season, and that's my understanding at the very least. I've never read the book. And finally, on July 30th, we have Season 2 of Dark Winds on AMC and AMC Plus, which I'm very excited about. If you have not seen Dark Winds, I highly recommend you check it out. 6-episode first season, great kind of mystery, crime drama, events taking place on a reservation. I believe the show's set in the 70s. And it's based on a long list of books based around, like, 2 of the lead characters. So I'm excited for Season 2. Another thing where it might be a trailer out there. I'm probably going to avoid it until I rewatch Season 1. I have a pretty good idea of remembering where everything played out in Season 1, so I don't know if I necessarily need to, but either way, it'd probably be best to kind of refresh myself a little bit more. But I'm excited to see where Season 2 takes us with all of this, because I think things were pretty concise with the conclusion of the story. So it's probably going to be one of those stories where it's like every season's a new story, or maybe even pulling from a whole book. I don't know, because it's a very long list of books that this series is based on. So there's a lot of source material to pull from. But I'm assuming every season is going to be conclusive of like, yep, this is the overarching story and this is the case of the season. And once that's done, and carry on, so on and so forth. But like I said, I'm very, very excited to see what this new season has in store for us. And so that brings this month's watch list to an end. Like always, if there's something that's coming out that maybe I wasn't aware of, that maybe you're aware of, that you think me or someone else would be interested in, don't be afraid to leave in the comments down below. But really, that's all I wanted to talk about. So the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.